ASMR video. Today I'm going to be talking about band, as in B-A-N-N-E-D, record album covers. Now I came across this the other day when I was looking out at Roxy music, and one of their albums is called Country Life, and I noticed that all that was there was a bush, a green bush, and nothing else. So I looked into it, and I found out that what had actually happened is they'd banned the original cover and put this other one in its place. I mean, it's the same cover, but the original, well, we'll go into that later. But let's start off. The first one is this one. This is the album Hooked by the band Great White, and as you can see, it's a woman on a hook, but where she's sort of topless. That cover was deemed inappropriate, so they changed it to this one. They simply put the woman into the water, which I guess makes it less appropriate, but for me it kind of spoils the title of the album because it says Hooked, and you can clearly see on the original cover that she is actually on a hook. You can't really see that she is on the new cover, so that one was a bit disappointing. Another one is the Beatles, Yesterday and Today. Now, remember this come out in the 60s, and you've got the Beatles sitting there in like butchers' coats, covered in blood, with all these dolls that are all decapitated. So again, I think it was the record company thought this isn't really the image we want for the Beatles, so they went with this one, which I think was taken in the same session, the same sort of photo sessions, and or photo shoot, and it just made it a lot less sort of gory-fied. But I mean, I way prefer the original. I thought it was great. But yeah, so that was the Beatles. Yesterday and Today. Yesterday and Today. Okay, the next one was the one I was talking about earlier, and that is Country Life by Roxy Music. And Roxy Music, one of my favourite bands back in the day. Even though I was only young, I loved them. But yeah, it was Country Life. This was the original cover, which I've had to censor because, you know, it has two women on there which leave very little happened to the original cover, and it turns out that that was in fact banned, you know, because they're so scantily dressed that they changed it. Although that original album cover there, I think it's just the back of the cover that they made the front of the cover. Now there's loads of covers that I could have done, guys, but I thought I don't want to sort of, because some really are pretty controversial, so I didn't want to sort of push it too much. But the next one, which I never really got, was the Mamas and Papas. Now this album, as you can see, they're all sitting in the bath, in a bathroom, but you have this sticker saying what is included in it, which is like California Dreaming and, you know, all the sort of hit songs, and that's what they did. And the reason they did that was to hide the toilet. This was the original, and it was a way of hiding the toilet, you know. So it originally came out like that, and then they needed a way to cover the toilet because they didn't think showing the toilet was a very nice thing. So they covered it up with a, I don't know if it was an actual sticker or whether it's actually printed on the cover, but they did it also with a, there was a Rolling Stones album that was a toilet with all graffiti on the wall, and they changed that to a very boring cover. Yeah. The next one is from one of my favourite artists, and that's Roger Waters, who of course, you know him from Pink Floyd, and it was his first solo album, which was called The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, and the cover is, as you can see, of a woman hitchhiking. Now I'm only showing you the new cover, because the original cover is exactly the same as this, except you don't have that big black box going over. That was another one I didn't really like, because I've got the original one where you can see everything, which is great, but the box going over it I didn't like. I was thinking, well, why not just put some underwear on her or something, you know? But then I guess you can still see everything, and so maybe that's why. But yeah, the great Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking was in fact, or is in fact now, sort of censored, the album cover, which is a shame. Okay, the final one that I'm going to show you is by the band Lynyrd Skynyrd. You know them probably with Sweet Home Alabama and Free Bird. Brilliant band. And they released an album called Street Survivors. And here's the cover. Now, this is the original cover, where they're all stood amongst all these flames and fire. They're all sort of engulfed in fire and flames. albums, so having an album cover like that, people thought, you know, it was a bit inappropriate due to what had happened. You know, it was in bad taste. So they changed it to this cover. Now, again, I had a bit of a problem with this one because, okay, fair enough, because of what had happened and all the fire and everything on the cover of that album, but they just sort of stood in this blackness, this, you know, this nothingness, and I just thought that's a bit more sort of ominous, you know, for me to look at. I just think that's just as bad, you know. If you wanted to get away from that sort of, you know, what had happened, it's maybe done a brighter sort of cover, you know, more happy looking one maybe, but that's just me. I mean, I personally think is leave them all alone, you know, just have the covers as they are, because, you know, it's sort of not really fair to the people that created them. As I said, guys, there is a lot more, but I don't want to push it too far because some are very, very controversial indeed. So I just wanted to go for those ones that I found interesting. But yeah, I hope you like this, guys. If you did, let me know in the comments and leave a like, because it really helps the channel. And it was nice to do a bit of gum chewing, to be honest, because I only usually do it, you know, when I do my Resident Evil gameplay videos. So if you'd like to see more, please let me know, and I'll gladly do more. Okay, I'm gonna go. Hopefully I will see you all very, very, very soon. I will be back. But in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, peaceful, 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 peaceful day.